Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Washington football team. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it. And off we go from Denver. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The numbers a week ago for Melvin Gordon, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side. When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Bridgewater now for Gordon on the draw. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Off the play fake, Bridgewater. And that's checked down to Gordon. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. Second down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game too.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. On play action, it's Bridgewater. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
They'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
On 2nd down, Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Bridgewater now. He's going to take a shot for the end zone.
And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
And now it's a bootleg with Heineke. That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Heineke now. They'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll make it a 2nd down.
This defense for the Broncos, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
A big play that time through the air. 37 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
So a nice catch right there. And this receiving core without their #1 wideout, keep that in mind. He's inactive this week, though it shouldn't be a long-term absence.
And I would think, partner, that this is where an offensive coordinator believes he can solve the problem by spreading the ball around. Because anytime you lose your #1 guy, it's obviously a blow to your offense. But it's also an opportunity to say, hey, they can't focus on trying to stop one guy. Keep spreading it around. The last part, each one of those receivers, they believe they're the #1 guy, and they're ready to step up.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Taylor Heineke
with touchdown number 12 on the year.
And Washington has taken the lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that makes it a 7-3 lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fade.
After the sack on first down, Bridgewater. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They should have gotten more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. On fourth down, Sam Martin is on to punt for the Broncos. DeAndre Carter back deep. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 13 carries, 79 yards, and a touchdown.
He's having a nice season, and he knows where he ranks in the league. Don't ever let a running back tell you that they don't know that. They do. So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive coordinator all week long. Hey, how about a few more touches? He's one big game away from maybe leading the league.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A handoff for Gibson. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Throwing, Heineke. Flush to his right. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Let's go. So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
First down, Heineke. Buying time to his left. He's got it to Gibson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Here's Heineke. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie corner, Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dive set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Williams going to get it again on second down.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
On 3rd and 1, here's Bridgewater. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Bridgewater. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Bridgewater gives to Williams here on the draw.
And running with power here. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
And a run like that shouldn't surprise anyone who's ever seen Javonte Williams play. Compact, strong, physical runner. He ran for 1,000 yards at North Carolina last year. In fact, it was over 1,100. And 19 touchdowns in addition. And that's despite sharing the backfield with another 1,000-yard rusher, Michael Carter, who was taken in the 4th round by the Jets. Najee Harris and Travis Etienne were taking over him. But many thought that Javonte Williams might be the best back in the draft.
On 2nd and 9, Bridgewater.
His throw complete right side to Bates, the tight end.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 18.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Off the draw, here's Williams. Fights through him. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Bridgewater. And he's got his man in stride. Complete.
And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Javonte Williams, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Broncos have retaken the lead. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was the rookie Javonte Williams who finished it off with a touchdown run.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him, but he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
Taking it right down Broadway. The 30.
You know 10. They pay me extra for this.
And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Would
Would have put him in the lead, but hold that thought.
Yeah, the celebration had to stop, didn't it? Because now you're on a real uptick. You're in the lead. Instead, you're still behind. Have to find a way to regroup.
Now Heineke. Eluding the pressure right. Got some room at the 30. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Let's do this.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And Thomas seems to be in some pain. He's still on the ground. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 55 rushing yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Antonio Gibson is an absolute dart with the ball in his hands, and he can make you miss, and he can run over you. Took a little while to crack the starting lineup as a rookie, but boy, was he sensational when he did. Went for 115 yards and 3 scores in a Thanksgiving Day clobbering of the Dallas Cowboys. And Washington, they feel like they had a real find when they took him in the 3rd round last year, number 66 overall, and he justified their decision.
Escaping the pressure right. Throw right side complete to Carter. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. A give running right, Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And Washington has once again taken the lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Javonte Williams and the rest of the Bronco offense back out onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. A 1st down throw for Bridgewater. Throw right side complete to Williams. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ikey's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
On third down, Bridgewater. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Final play of the half, Bridgewater. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So, well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here is Washington now to take over. They were losers to the Packers a week ago, but they've got the lead right now here as they come up on a 1st and 10. And the play fake, and now Heineke. That's complete. Akue-Bunam. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Heineke to throw it. And he'll complete this to Gibson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run.
That turned into a very well orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. The tackle made that time by Bryce Callahan.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Once more, Gibson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On 3rd down, Heineke. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. A lot of people talk about how difficult it is to play in the high air here in Denver, but one group of folks who most definitely don't mind that, kickers, and that one, CD, a career long.
You're exactly right about that, Brandon, because they envy guys like Matt Prater, Brandon McManus, who have spent their careers here. They get to spend a bulk of their time kicking at altitude, and they absolutely love it. So when you get a chance to visit and do it yourself, you feel great about that opportunity.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Bridgewater on 3rd and 2. He's got his tight end fan. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Bridgewater. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Yeah, this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick, but instead it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. Heineke's throw taken in by Samuel. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
He'll get that complete to Alberto. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And returning it, here's Hamler. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing is Bridgewater. That's going to be caught by Judy. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down. Bridgewater to throw it. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone. And now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage. And, again, that second score here in the third quarter. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Throwing again on second down. Heineke rolling to his right. Got a man. It's Gibson complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
And a nice call and really good execution there because they gave him a little bit of a different launch angle perhaps, you know. You don't want to have the quarterback dropping back 5 to 7 steps on every play and have the defense zero in on him. There you hope that you get your defense going one way. They send him the other, and they picked up nice yardage with that completion.
Flushed out right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Heineke. He gets it to Sims. Complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Heineke. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Mike Purcell coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. Welcome back now to Denver. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and long. Heineke. He'll get that one to Carter, complete. Washington on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll run with Gibson. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's a give to Gibson.
And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Here's Heineke.
Flush to his right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
And the Broncos are right back in this football game.
He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Deron Payne picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. 3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Defense shows blitz. Bridgewater. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And certainly not the greatest of punts there. This will get out of bounds right at their own 40-yard line.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense.
They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Heineke now looking to throw on 1st down.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sims. That catch good for only a couple.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
99 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
A beautiful fake. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up.
Touchdown, Washington.
J.D. McKissick, his first touchdown on the year.
And Washington going to add on to their lead. Sly on for the extra point.
And the lead is up to 14.
So the drive there took 6 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver's offense ready to go again. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Bridgewater. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Bridgewater's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. First down now, but that clock rolling. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. To try again after the sack. Bridgewater, he's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Gibson again. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. On 1st down, Gibson. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And they'll run here with Gibson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 151 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So it's Washington getting the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Washington,
they run their mark to 6-2 on the year.
And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Denver, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.